US President Donald Trump has claimed the helicopter that was involved in this week's deadly air collision was flying too high at the time. Let's cross now to our North America correspondent Carrington Clark, who joins us from Washington to clarify this. Carrington, what is the president basing his claim on?
Well, we know that the president is receiving sensitive briefings about what has occurred and where the investigations are up to here, involving the collision between this regional jet carrying 64 people and this military helicopter, Black Hawk, carrying 3. The wreckage is still being moved in the Potomac. They are difficult conditions that the crews are working in today. It is cold, wet and windy here in Washington, D.C. as they go through the arduous effort of trying to recover those bodies that are still in the Potomac. But earlier today, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, took to his social media platform, Truth Social, and informed the world that the helicopter involved was flying too high by a lot, above the 200-foot limit as set for helicopters flying near to Ronald Reagan Airport, which is where the collision took place. Later, we heard from the White House press secretary, who said that the information that the president was providing came from those sensitive discussions.
You just sort of offer a window into that.
Yeah, the president based that statement on truth, because it is truth and it's fact, and it was relayed to him by the authorities who are overseeing the investigation into this horrific plane collision. And the president, as I said in my opening remarks, continues to be briefed on the collision by everybody across his cabinet: the Secretary of Transportation, the Secretary of Defense, the NTSB, who the commissioner there was in the Oval Office with him yesterday. Lindsay.
Carrington, we're going to leave aside that collision story for now and talk about these tariffs that are set to come into effect as of tomorrow. What has the White House said about them?
One of the consistencies of Donald Trump's political career is that he believes tariffs are good for the American economy and for the American people. He's described the word as one of the most beautiful in the English language, and he did campaign hard on putting tariffs on friends and foes alike, friendly countries and countries they're competing with. There has been some confusion about when the tariffs would be implemented, the first wave of tariffs, and which countries would be involved. But today, the White House said that as of tomorrow, a 25% tariff will be placed on exports from Mexico and Canada into the United States, and a 10% tariff from China. Now, this is being framed in part because Donald Trump says that those countries have been involved in helping to ship illegal drugs into the United States and the movement of migrants. We have already heard from the Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. He says Canada is ready with a response if and when America levies those tariffs. And we know that China and Mexico are unlikely to allow these tariffs to be levied without their own response. This has set off fears on global markets that we are about to see the next wave of a trade war, which most economists agree there are no winners from. There are real concerns that this could force up inflation, which has moderated here in the United States, and that inflation could also ripple around the world.